froh, dass wir wieder zu Hause sind.
Fand's nicht schön? Ich fand's super. Den ganzen Tag am Pool, im Garten. Wir hatten unser eigenes Zimmer.
Felix, wir haben den Pool gereinigt. Wir haben im Garten gearbeitet. Und wir haben im Keller in einem Stockbett geschlafen.
Also, ich fand's schön.
Es war anstrengend.
Richtig schön.
Nee, es war anstrengend. Richtig schön. Ich fand's anstrengend.
Ich nicht.
Ich bin wirklich wesentlich unerholter als vorher.
Da treibst schon wieder leer.
Felix, oder?
Ja, Max.
Hi.
Super, schön, dass du da bist. Leander, magst du den Kofferraum nochmal aufmachen?
Was?
Magst du den Kofferraum für den Max nochmal aufmachen? Ja, das ist gleich. Super.
Hallo?
Leander und ich kommen gerade aus dem Urlaub zurück und ich hab uns gedacht, wir nutzen die Rückfahrt gleich mit. Eigentlich eine Late-Night-Show. Aber sagen wir so, wir haben mehrere Standbeine.
Felix, das war kein Urlaub. Wir haben die ganze Zeit gearbeitet.
In dem Beispiel an Scout LARUE WILLIS. Du musst jetzt 3 Stunden auf ihren Anschlussflieger warten. Ihr könnt genauso gut in der Sky Lounge sitzen und Brioche-Brötchen spielen, aber ihr kommt zu uns in die Show. Weißt du, jammert jetzt ihre Agentin voll deshalb? Schau mal, ich hab dir so Handschuhe gekauft. Vielleicht magst du die ja anziehen. Ich finde ja schon, dass mir die Sommerpause ganz gut getan hat, Leander. Ganz schöne Bräune. Klar, ein bisschen eingerostet bin ich, aber... Ich freue mich auf jeden Fall ganz besonders, dass du heute unser erster Fahrgast bist, Max. Ja, danke. Und jetzt freuen wir uns wirklich ganz besonders. We are very happy to welcome Scout LARUE WILLIS.
Woo!
Hi.
Oh. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Hey. Hey. Very
Hi.
nice to meet you.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Please sit down. Would you like some? How are you? No, sorry. Let me rephrase that.
Okay.
Thank you.
What's your first impression of me?
That is a good question. That is a good question. I would like to.
Hold this.
Yes, Felix, would you
Yeah.
want to take that question?
Yes, of course.
Thank you so much.
There you go.
We've heard it's your first time in Europe.
In Europe? No,
No?
in Vienna.
In Vienna?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But let's not dwell on the past. Let's look into the future. So what's next for Scout LARUE WILLIS?
Well, first of all, I'll say I think we all learned a lot from that experience, right? It was like a good...
The housekeeping experience?
Yeah, just how to work in a team, how to play well with others. So I just, I appreciate, even though it didn't turn out so well. What's next? Well, I'm taking everything I learned and I'm going back to LA to make some more music.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
So you're working on half of the plate.
Why would you decide to make just half an album?
I want to make more music before I have enough for a full album. I want to do it like quick and dirty and
Yeah.
I like that.
Get
That's
it
a
done.
it's a good way to get it out.
yeah, the first one took forever. It took like many, many years to get out and I just want to like try something different.
I don't know, is the new music, is it dirty?
Yeah. It's got a sexual energy, not an overtone, but like an undertone. You'll feel it.
It's not in the lyrics, it's more in the frequencies.
Yes.
I see.
Why do you assume that it will be dirty though?
I don't know, you seem like you have a bit of a dirty mind.
That's your first impression of me?
Like, people know you without even knowing you, right? Because you're just famous, you're kind of like, you're born famous.
The vagina I crawled out of.
Exactly. Maybe you can talk about that for a little bit.
Yeah, I think when I was younger, I was more unaware of it. I grew up in a small town. And then as I got older, especially in like the internet age, there's definitely like a lot of opinions, a lot of assumptions. There was definitely a fear of appearing spoiled or privileged that I really felt a lot of contraction around and definitely tried to live my life to correct misperceptions about me. But that left me feeling a little...
Would you say that's something that you're doing until now?
Until quite recently. Yeah.
Like kind of working around the misperceptions all the time?
Now I think I'm just getting more comfortable with being misunderstood or misperceived. Because no matter what
you take
I do,
it as an advantage, or you use it in your...
I take it as a part of life. Because even when I was trying so hard to come across a certain way, always someone's going to be angry, right? Someone's going to have opinion. I'm too much this, I'm too much this. But if I try and be everything to everybody, I'm going to be quite bland, no?
Yeah.
So I'd rather be too spicy for some people, but just right for the people who understand my frequency. I'm very grateful and very blessed to have very understanding parents who also, like, my mom especially did a lot of work on herself to be incredibly sympathetic. And I think she did a lot of things that pushed culture forward that she was really villainized for. So actually, like, she's a role model for me in that way. There are some things that I won't ever understand about her life and some things she'll never understand about my life. So she was one of the first big actresses to advocate for being paid as much as male actors.
That is controversial.
It was very controversial, and they nicknamed her Gimme More in the press. And then she did 2 movies back to back that were both different portrayals of female strength. One being G.I. Jane, where she was portraying like a woman who was trying to be in the Marines, and one where she was a stripper, where she was an exotic dancer who was doing it in service of getting her child back. And so these are 2 really like different, beautiful archetypes of female power, and people were not happy about the fact that she was doing both.
You have experience with like those internet trolls you just mentioned, like people probably writing stuff to you. Do you have some favorite messages that you have recognized or memorized?
Yes, there was one where I was working at like a pro-choice abortion clinic. I was helping like walk people inside, and I posted a photo of me in it and in the vest that said what I was doing. And oh boy, it got picked up by like this right-wing Barbie doll woman, bless her heart. She reposted the photo of me and called me a baby murderer, as if I was the one really like getting in there. And my page suddenly was like, bzz, 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 bzz. One of them said I worked for Satan. That was great.
You liked it?
I liked that one.
Because you actually do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do. He works for me. I feel like these demons come in service of, they want to give us a gift, they're just misunderstood. Stop living in your parents' basement, get a job, you're a loser,
But it didn't make zzz.
No. that one was people telling me that I looked like I smelled like menstrual blood and ashtray and worked for Satan. That day was really wild.
We have information that you are very much into magic.
Yeah. People love to try and crack the illusion. I like being wowed.
Yeah, people like
easily.
to suck the joy out of everything.
Yeah, I want to be like a child. I want to be easily awed by life.
Would
you like some more
Thank
tea?
you.
We tend to try. We want to understand everything. Isn't that something that's also like kind of a disease of our generation, that we want to understand and not just how you said awe?
Yeah.
Can you say it again the way
I
you
want to
said
be easily awed.
Yeah.
Does that leave you open to manipulation?
No. I think it comes with a good amount of self-awareness, and I like understanding things to a certain point.
Thank you for answering my question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think one of the things that people are most addicted to is the illusion of having so much control. And we do all of these little things when we feel out of control to try and get it. And so I think for me, when I recognize that I have very little control in the world, it's only over like how I choose to take things, how I choose to respond to things, and like that's kind of it.
Yeah.
Right? And so everything else, I could assume I have control over them, but that's just a fool's errand. And so when I can allow for a place of mystery to come in, I feel like A, I have a lot more fun, and B, I'm just more relaxed, because imagine you're like trying to hold all of these different plates and like then also still walk down the street, and like you're gonna feel really anxious and hyper vigilant. I'd rather skip down the street. I was at a Greek party.
And just...
Hoppa!
Are you Jewish?
No, my mom studied Kabbalah for a long time, so I like went to...
What is this Kabbalah thing?
It's a sect
What's
of...
this Kabbalah thing?
It's magic.
It's magic.
Yeah, it's magic.
It's magic.
Actually,
but it's called Hollywood Kabbalah, and it's actually...
Hollywood Kabbalah?
Isn't it called Hollywood Kabbalah?
No.
No? Madonna and Demi Moore are part of Hollywood Kabbalah.
Okay.
I think they founded Hollywood Kabbalah.
Yeah, they did. It was a
They
cult.
did?
We know our cult questions, right?
What are they again?
Here are the questions to ask if you think maybe you're in a cult. Is there someone at the top who can't be questioned? If the answer is yes, red flag.
Was that your stepfather? With Hollywood Kabbalah?
No.
No?
Ich kann nicht dabei zuschauen, wie die Menschen auf den Baustellen vor sich hin brutzeln bei 30 Grad. Wenn ich jeden Tag von Ozonlöchern und Hautkrebspatienten lese und Patientinnen, und ich habe diese ganze Sonnencreme daheim und verwende sie viel zu wenig und kann Schutz spenden.
Habt ihr euch eingeschmiert? Sonnencreme? Sonnencreme? Habt ihr euch eingeschmiert?
Ah, danke.
Braucht Sonnencreme? Braucht ihr Sonnencreme? Ist die Sonne... Ich habe auch ein Sonnenspray.
Ja, habe ich.
Die Sonne ist wirklich aggressiv. Brauchst du Sonnencreme noch? Tirol Nussel? Braucht ihr Sonnencreme? Nicht? Ja, ich kann auch den Kuratz einschmieren, wenn du willst. Tiroler Nussöl? Auch nicht? 30 Grad. Die Sonne ist stark. Seht ihr? Tiroler Nussöl? Ist die beste Marke. Sonnencreme? Die Sonne ist stark heute. Braucht ihr Sonnencreme? Spray? Sonnenspray? Okay. Nicht? Okay. Kriegt's von der Firma? Okay. Von der Firma kriegt's ja. Wird man gut brauen. Auch nicht? Habt ihr Feierabend? Überall jetzt, die Baustellen machen zu. Ah. 17 Uhr ist Schluss. Gut zu wissen, danke.
Es kann nicht jede Idee Menschenleben retten oder irgendeinen Sinn haben, aber auch das ist okay.
Die Hitze macht mich fertig.
Have you ever been to jail?
I have been to jail for one night. For one night, I was in jail.
Ooh.
And I remember thinking to myself, one day this could be funny. But right now, it's not.
I remember that story very well. It was all over the news in Vienna. It was all over, and I was like,
What kind of
this
news? I'm
poor
sorry. What kind of
Florentin.
news are you reading?
Celebrity gossip rags, his favorite.
You need to share this
obviously.
information with me in the future.
We
I'm
are
sorry
not.
to.
We are not making commercials for other magazines. I told you in the weekend
That
show.
is true.
This is where you
Okay.
get
Nonetheless,
celebrity gossip.
on a side note, I'd
this.
like you,
Yeah.
if you come across a
Yeah.
story like that,
Yeah.
share it with me.
Yeah.
Thank you. Sorry.
No problem. I like how you guys work
And
out here.
yeah, and I remember I was kind of scared for you because you were a bit of an enfant terrible, as you say. But why do we know about it?
You know about it because when I was, taken and they did my mug shot and I thought, I'm going to get out of here tonight. So I'm giving a very Bruce Willis like smirk in the mug shot. I never saw it, but I assumed I looked amazing in it. And then they bring me down to the jail cell. One of the women comes up to me. She's holding a magazine, such as the ones you were reading. And she says, I know just who you are. You look just like your mama. So this woman had sold the story. I hope she made a lot of money from
me
it.
too.
I really, wherever she is.
What do you think that goes for, a story like that? Because she didn't have any photos, did she? She just had like
There was
hearsay.
a photo of me coming out of my apartment. I don't know how they pay for information. Actually, that would be really fascinating. If there's a paparazzi photo of me, like they've followed me to my house in LA, they're taking photos, etc., and then I use that photo on my Instagram, they can sue me.
The way you feel like you have to make the disease of your father public and how you react to that and what you could kind of, now that you have to react so much to it, and I wonder, like, you probably come up with questions all the time and with answers all the time.
Yeah.
So what is it that you maybe can share?
We all are going to have to go through it with our parents at some point. And I didn't anticipate having to deal with something like this so young. And so for a long time, it was something I tried to lean away from and I had a hard time dealing with. Because it felt like if I were to actually acknowledge how sad I was, then it would be this like deep chasm of grief that I would never get out of. I remember the time specifically when I started going to see him every week. And I just like got home and I just wept, and like snot and like a dying animal. I allowed myself to feel this grief.
Yeah.
And at the bottom of that was a sort of quiet peace and acceptance that allowed me to be present with the parts of him that I still do have, as opposed to being so hyper-focused on what I've lost. I'll feel the pressure cooker of my grief coming up, and I know if I can just like let it go and I allow myself the space and the dignity to feel like it's fucking unfair and it's sad and I miss him and all of these things. And I also, I don't know, I see it as this really beautiful experience because the depth of grief I feel is in equal measure to the depth of love that I feel for him.
Yeah, we have. It's good that you have a team down there also like taking care of your hair.
It's really long,
Yeah. Here, we'll bring it around.
How many inches is it long?
I don't know. Should we measure it? I've never done that before.
Maybe another time. Sorry, you're...
It'll be longer next time. Oh no. Put this away. I think I'm like 13.
Who's this guy?
My now ex-stepfather. I sound so cute.
How old are you then?
I was probably like 14.
That's
Very sweet.
It's cute. I
That's
think
kind of
everyone
fancy.
is allowed to say they're great, and I think for women especially, there's a lot of pushback if you are confident and like outwardly confident. And especially if you're taking ownership of your sexuality. Because it's still the like Madonna whore thing. Either you're a prude or you're a slut.
Yeah.
I enjoy my youth. I enjoy my body. Sometimes I think about what 70-year-old me would say, and usually it's have less clothes on and enjoy this body because you won't have it forever. I actually think, you know, who's moved it forward the most for me is black female rappers. I think in terms of like owning sexuality, owning confidence, owning their history, I think there's been huge strides because of that. Like Nicki Minaj is someone that comes to mind to me. Megan Thee Stallion is someone who comes to mind to me.
Lizzo,
100%. And Lizzo is a really great example of someone who's like, I'm amazing, I'm incredible, I'm beautiful, and everyone's like, absolutely you are.
I mean, she apparently mistreated her employees and background dancers quite severely, but who knows? Also, they might have been...
We can't speak on it. We weren't there.
That's true. They might have also been huge bitches, so...
They could have been huge bitches.
Yeah. So, but you know who's not a bitch?
Who?
You.
Oh.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
For being here. You're such a fantastic guest. It was really great to talk to you.
Thank you.
Once again, I guess we have to apologize for this unfortunate turn of events in Sardinia, but again, let's not dwell in the past.
You guys are still my best friends in Vienna.
That's very nice to...
You're my best friends.
Very nice to hear. Oh yeah. Yeah. Great. Thank you so much for coming. Bye bye.
Ist es laut? Spuck es raus! Halt es hoch! Schmeiß es weg! Dieser Blau hat getrennt, 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 dieser Blau!